So I think we are discussing about SQLite, right? So let me open that. So the SQLite example we are discussing. So on that also up to certain level we have already completed. So in this, I think only one thing we have to update that get method fun get method by user ID single user. I want to get the user single user. So that I have to update here. Last method that will update, then we can go and we can write the next here in this. So for that now, so I'm creating one new function. So that is fun get user by user ID. So just type add that. Get user by user ID. So here now we'll write that is based on a user ID. So that is column int. So user ID we are getting with reference of that integer. So that we are getting as an array list, right? So that we are getting as an array list. Within this array list, I'm adding that hash map. So string string. So I'm adding that string commas. So here now this here. So in this now, here we required this writable database. So I'm adding the writable database. So after that here now, where user list. So I required the user list. This is a similar as above already we've written. I'll copy this user list and the query also. Then we can modify accordingly here. So because that there we are getting multiple data, here we are getting the single data. That is only the difference here. So user list I have created here. Right. Even table start from the same table. I'm getting the same table, right? After that, now here we are getting that val cursor. So here now DB query. So DB query within this DB query. Here now I want to add something different here. So instead of this query, direct query, I want to add here, that is here. So here I want to add that, where we will get that. So from the table users, comma. So here now I want to add some conditions. So that is array of. So within this array of, like here based on key name. So key name, key location, key designation. So this all the data I want to get from here. So that is with reference of the ID. So that is a key ID plus. So that is equal to here now. Question mark means dynamically what is the value it will come. So that value we are getting here. So that is comma array of. So whatever the ID we are getting, that user ID dot to string. So that I'm getting in the form of string, right here, comma. So first case here it is like here I'm writing the some conditions like all I'm not writing the condition here means like contains next see here it will come all the conditions now. One is this just a minute, it will update here. So db dot here that it's not raw query, it is the above query. What is the query we are writing on that above? That is a query here I'm writing that. So that is a query. This is a query. So one is the group by having, order by limit. So this is the things we have to add here. Now let here for this also we can import this. So after that, whatever the data we are getting, so that if cursor move to the next one by one we are adding, finally we are adding into this list. So this is the query side, it is done. Now once the query side it is done, now within this main activity, now I want to save the data. So to save the data in this here, now here we enable the data binding last time, right? After on the top of the data binding here now, I want to call that DB helper class. So that where whatever we created the DB helper, so that it's a DB helper equal to DB helper. So that is with reference of the context. So this at the main activity. So here that class we are accessing here. So next binding dot, I want to save the button. So that is submit button dot set on click listener. So I want to get this on click listener. So now within this on click listener here now, so that I want to add where name equal to, so that is binding dot edit text name dot text dot to string. Right. So dot to string. Then like this, I want to add next to. So that is here. Location. Then this is the designation. So 3, I want to get that designation. Right here, this edit text designation. So that is here, edit text location. Done. So then here now, I want to save this. So to save this here now, whatever the DB helper we created, that is a DB helper dot insert the user details. So I want to insert the user details. Here while inserting the user details, first one could be the name, comma, location, comma, designation. So all the details saving here. Done. So this is saved. So once saved here, now we'll write some toast here. So toast dot make text in this at the rate main activity. So here now I'll write that saved there toast dot length long finally dot show. Then here now I'll write where intent equal to intent of, so intent of this at the rate main activity. So I want to show the details. So that is, I want to move to the details activity. So details colon class dot Java. So I want to save this all the details here in this house. Then details, I think it is different here, details activity. Then here start activity of intent. Done. So now with this name, we will create one new activity. So here in a package name, right click here. A new activity. I'm creating one new activity. Oh, sorry, new activity without create. So new activity. So that is MTV's activity. So I'm creating that MTV's activity. Right. So this MTV's activity has created within this activity now here. First here, I want to take this list view. So to display the data, so I'm taking here that list view. So this I change as linear layout. And here I'll add the data binding also. So just add the data binding. Then here we will add orientation. Vertical. Right. So here now I'll add the list of match parent, wrap content, ID for that, ID. So that is list. Done. So now here in this, now we will enable the data binding. So that is where binding colon. So that is the activity activity detail list binding. So equal to nullify condition. modify condition. Then after that here now that is binding equal to data binding util dot set content. So here this I write. So now here we will import this data binding. Here now we want to add that. Now to add that here also where DB helper, because we want to get the data from there. So we require the DB helper. So DB helper. So this at the rate details active. Then here now we require that where user list. I want the user list. That is where I can get that DB helper dot get users. So from there I'm getting. So for that here now I'm creating that where one list adapter, where list adapter colon. So that we have to create as a list adapter. So one list adapter I'm creating equal to simple adapter of within this at the rate details. So whatever the user list we are getting above, that user list I'm assigning into this. So for that now I'm creating two multiple details I want to display, right? For that here now I'm creating that r dot layout dot r dot layout dot. So I'm creating one custom layout, right? So with this name we will create first XML file. So there total we are getting 3 values, right? So for the 3 values there now we will create one text views. Then we'll come back here. So that is here. Now I'll create here linear layout. So this is the for this linear layout. Now it should be here wrap content, right? Height should be we are changing as the wrap content. So for the wrap content, I'm writing here now. So total here we require 3 text views, right? I'm taking the orientation. So the orientation has vertical because 1 by 1 after 1 on 1 I want to show. So for that I'm taking 3 text views here. So text view 1. So that is match parent wrap content. The first one total we are collecting three details, right? First one could be here. So that is the name, right? So just we'll give some margin as well here. So margin trending, right? Like this similar, we require 2 more. So that I'm assigning here 2 more. Then this will be here location. Next to this one, I'm changing the designation. So this XML we created for to customize the view list because normal list will display only one item, right? Instead of displaying one item, we want to display 3 items. So that customizer we created. Then after here now we want to create that values. So what are the values here we have to create? After that the array of. So total values we have to create. The first one could be the name. Second one could be here. Second one is the location. And the third is the designation. So these 3 values I want to create. Then for this, whatever the IDs we created now on that we have to map here. So that is the int array of. So int array of r dot id dot r dot id dot. So that is the name comma r dot id dot. So next is the location. So r dot id dot. Next is the designation. So 3 values I have mapped here one by one here, right? Then finally this we have to map it. So finally this we have to map it the next view. So that is binding that list. So whatever we created that list dot adapter. So we are setting with this adapter, set adapter equal to the list adapter, whatever we created that list adapter, right? Here this directly it is not taking here. For that here now Android dot widget. So colon Android dot widget dot listed up. Right, Android dot widget dot listed up. It is taking that. Well, so list of equals simple adapter of will accept here. Wait, it's not accept. Well, listed after equal to Android. Here it is dot. Right now it is accepted. Right. So this is done. Now almost it is done. Then we will run and we will see this output. So just I have connected my mobile. I'm running this. Just a minute. My mobile is not connected here. Yeah, now it is connected. Now I'm running this. Just once it is run, we will see this output. So meanwhile, I look in the voice. Yes, I think it is completed. It is launching now. See here now, I want to save the name. So I want to save Reena, Hyderabad, something like this. I'm adding the data here. Now we will see. It's crashed. So when it is crashed, when any application is crashed, go to logcat. So in a logcat, just you can start with the paddle, the paddle exception. So always the error will start with the paddle exception. So here it is saying that something SQLite syntax error, SQLite process may create table user details, integer three primary ID name. Here it is something showing an error, exception, something it is missing here. So where here. So in this class, something it is missing here. It is saying that so create user. Let compare this. Just I have the same query so that we can check there what is it is missing here now. Just we will take this query and we will compare. So create table, table uses table name. Okay. Table name after the table name. Here one brace is missed. So if it is missed, create table name before the plus here it is missed. Something extra came this one. Right. So PID. Now I think it will work. Now we will check that. So now I'm running that. One thing just we extra one phrase that extra means that position plus symbol extra came. That's why it is. Now hope it will run. Yeah, it is launched. Now we will check this. Okay, now either so lead something. Oh, again it is crashed. Same it is saying that closing also. Okay, here comma is extra. Okay, this comma is not required here. Now we will check. So meanwhile, we'll clear the logcat. So that if anything will come, that will come new. That we will check there. So here we know. Hyderabad, something student like this. I'll add saved. Now the data has saved, but next level something error here. So maybe in while showing the data, something error. So runtime exception. Select star from the there. So selection means that query we have to check here. So what is that query here now? This is the one. Get users. So this is this we will check here now. That is table users. Right. Now we will run this and we will see that. Yep. It will be showing the same. Let me replace this code so that it will. That user details, right? Uh, See now my data has saved. Right. I'll go back and I'll add here Reina Hyderabad. See Reina data as like this one by one, whatever the data we are saving, that will be adding to this. So this is the basic Sqlite program. So on top of this basic Sqlite program, now we will check that next level, that is the room database. So that room database we will discuss tomorrow.
Thank you, sir.